Research indicates that when the time comes, over 70% of us would prefer to die at home. But most people don't. Only about 20% get their final wish. This film looks at the work of services in Lancashire which make it easier to die at home with dignity and control. We'll also look at a culturally appropriate service which helps people in the Bangladeshi and Bengali communities achieve their wishes to die at home.
The place that most people die is actually in hospitals, and obviously they're not always able to provide the kind of care at the end of life that people would like.
In Rossendale in Lancashire, the Hospice at Home service provides the support which people need to die at home, in control and in comfort. Marie's father, Edward, is one of those the service helped.
Dad was diagnosed with a disease called pulmonary fibrosis, knowing that was a long-term condition. And Dad wanted to be cared for at home, so I knew I had to get some kind of help in. So, having known the hospice and what they do, I contacted the hospice.
Hospice at Home nurse Carol Metcalfe worked closely with the family.
I think you prepared Dad.
Yeah.
Because he did things, you know, that he wanted to do and said things, which were lovely, really.
I remember him once saying to me, how will it be? And I said to him, I don't know how it's going to be, Edward. I said, but I can assure you, we'll do our utmost to make sure that you are comfortable. As we monitored Ned and his condition did deteriorate, he became increasingly breathless, and that affected his activities of daily living, everything he did. We increased our care. And obviously we worked with the district nurses as well to make sure that his needs were met at home.
He was ill towards the end, but the good thing which keeps me going is he didn't want to go to bed, Dad.
No.
He wanted to be downstairs, and you helped with that.
Yeah.
With the oxygen and everything, and washing him and bringing him downstairs on the chairlift, and you know, he enjoyed that. To be honest, with his disease he had, I really thought he was going to be in bed for weeks and weeks, and I didn't want that.
No.
So I have comfort in that.
Yeah.
The support which the Hospice at Home staff provided allowed the family to make sure Edward's death was as good as it could be.
As you're getting towards the end, you know, you sort of go numb. And they were there to do things and let me be his daughter. And with their help and care and Dad having what he wanted, which was to die at home with his family, I think that as a family helps us all through it.
He was able to say that he wanted to be at home, he wanted to die surrounded by his family in his bedroom with his wife for many, many years. And I think only he didn't speak to his family initially about this because he was protecting them. So I think because we were somebody outside going in, if you like, he was able to share that. You don't know how well you're doing until people like Marie tell you how well what a difference it's made to their life. That's what keeps us going. That's what makes us do the best we can.
The Hospice at Home service supports between 80 and 100 people a year. It supports people with any kind of diagnosis. We're managing to support between 80 and 90% of people to die in a place of their choosing, as I say, as opposed to 20 to 25% of people who don't receive that type of service.
The practical support that people have is key to allowing them to have their wish to die at home. We need to get down and we need to talk about the nitty-gritty things, the practical side of things, but we need to make sure that people are supported to be able to do that.
Help Direct is a service commissioned by the local council, which meets those practical needs. Today, one of their advisors, Nicola, and the Hospice Day Therapy Team leader, Vicky Beard, are meeting Jim, who's 84, at the end of life and wants to remain at home.
We talked about having work done on the roof.
Yeah.
And we got a chair removed, didn't we? That
For people staying in their own homes, particularly at the end of their life, it's important that they remain independent, and Help Direct can make sure that they're in touch with support agencies, volunteer networks, to people to visit them at home and to make sure that they're okay. And Jim was someone who I got talking to and discovered that he needed a bit of help at home. We helped him with some home repairs, some home adaptations, and we just made sure that he was comfortable at home and he was getting the most out of his life. Do you have enough grab rails to help you get around the house?
Yes, darling. Yes, we gave me everything, rails along the passage.
Right. Chatting again with Jim today, he's very comfortable. He's got adaptations to help his mobility as best as possible, but it's always good to keep in touch to make sure that nothing else arises that he might need a little bit of support or help with.
The needs of people at the end of life can be wide-ranging, and making sure they can be met whilst remaining at home means staff need to exchange information regularly. Today, Carol's meeting healthcare assistants Samantha and Lynn to discuss a patient's end-of-life care.
And the healthcare assistants will hand over daily to me because a person's condition can change quickly. So we need to put things in place quickly. I talked to him about where he wanted to be cared for, his preferred place of care, where he wanted to be cared for and where he wanted to die. He did tell me it was home.
He's managing fine at the moment, but because of his own ailments, he's a bit worried about that when it gets a bit harder,
Yes.
you know, for him.
Yeah.
But he wants to try and keep him home as long as he can.
Yeah.
It's not easy to achieve supporting people to die in their own home. I think it takes a lot of work and a lot of coordination. Having said that, though, it's something that we should do. It's a must do. People are often less distressed, more comfortable. They can do the things and they can almost finish their life off in the way that they choose.
Support officer Ivan Horseman is another member of the team helping Jim to remain at home for his final days.
You're still managing to keep independent?
Oh no, they don't let me.
In terms of your future plans, Jim, why is it important for you to stay at home?
If I need to go into hospital, okay. But I don't want to go into a home and I'd hate to think that I'd finish up that way.
Palliative care, when it comes to people, I think we have to make sure that the person's not in pain. If they're taking a high volume of medication, say they're dealing with a cancer which is aggressively attacking the body, then the medical needs may outweigh the spiritual needs, the physical needs, the desire to stay at home. But again, if that person has made their mind up that they want to be at home, they have the right to be there. And me, myself, and I know other colleagues would move heaven and earth physically to make sure that person has that ability to do that.
Hello. Hello.
In many areas of the country, there's demand for culturally appropriate services. In East London, Shitangshu is being visited by specially trained domiciliary care workers from the Majlish Home Care Service.
The services we provide are culturally appropriate, and the carers that we employ are from the community. So it's people in the community caring for other people in the community.
The service is working in partnership with the nearby St Joseph's Hospice to help provide some of the specialist training for care staff dealing with people who want to die at home.
It's important that you have carers that you trust and that you know well, but also that they're trained in end-of-life care issues, because things can get quite difficult at times and things can be quite unpredictable. So having a carer that knows how to deal with things that are common or things that might kind of emerge in a crisis situation is so important.
And it's important that their wish to die at home is respected and that they receive the care that they should receive. And this is what Majlish strives to do. What the carers do is provide a quality and compassionate and holistic care. Because they are from the same community, the kind of care they provide and the knowledge they already have about the circumstances is very important.
It's very important to stay home because his wife does not send him to the hospital or the nursing home. They love each other a lot. They can't see without him.
My dad's wishes were met, and as a family, I think that's what's helping us through. Because Dad got what he wanted. He wanted to stay in his own home with his family. He didn't want to go in hospital, and he died in his own home, in his own bedroom, surrounded by all of his family and friends.